Hello friends, and welcome to the second part of understanding pointers in C. If you have not watched the part 1, I will suggest you to watch it first before going for this part for better understanding. You can even find the link in the description below. In the first part, we understood what is the exact concept of pointers. So the next question is how to use the pointers. So to understand it properly, let's again take the help of our ordinary variables. So what we are going to do is we are going to see that LHS side and RHS side of that first video in a separate way here, where LHS we will see under regular variable and RHS we will see under the pointer variable. So let us again assume the shelf as our computer memory. So when I declare any variable in my program, computer will allocate any random slot for that variable. In this case, it will be 2 or 4 bytes depending on the compiler for the integer. And when I assign any value to that value will be stored inside that particular allotted block. In this case, it's value 10. So this way, if I want to access that 10 value anywhere in my program, I just have to use the name of the variable, which is A. And any operation made on variable A will indirectly reflect on that memory slot allotted for variable A. Now let's all of this again in a bit detail. So as we have seen earlier, each block is having its own unique memory address that computer uses to remember its memory. So in reality, when I write an instruction like int a, it assigns you a random slot but remembering the address. And when you write instruction like a is equal to 10, it recalls that address 1001 and stores at that particular location only. So as we saw in the last video, pointers is nothing but accessing that 10 value using its memory address. So that's what we are going to study in this video, accessing value 10 using address 1001. It's okay, but how? For that, we will need the help of another variable, let's say P variable. But it will not be a simple ordinary variable. Here is the twist, we are going to write star before that particular variable. In this case, star P. But writing star is not allowed in writing variable names, right? But actually it's not an error. Instead, it transforms our regular variable into a pointer variable, star P. So come on, let us see why is it so important, this pointer variable, and how it works. For that, first we will declare our pointer variable. The declaration, as you can see, is like any ordinary variable. It is just that we have written star before P. But its meaning is very different than int a. Star in the declaration tells the computer that user wants variable P for storing address and not data. Now let us see the initialization instruction. So as we said before, we can assign only address to variable P. So in initialization P is equal to and A, the address of A variable will be assigned to variable P, which in this case is 1001. So as you can see, after executing the instruction P is equal to and A, value 1001 will be stored inside variable P. Now we are ready to use our pointer. Now just understand how it works. If you use star P variable anywhere in the program now, the computer understands you want to access the value pointed by P. In other words, the value stored at the address which is inside variable P. In this case, it's 1001. Indirectly, the address of variable A. So what about understanding it using a simple program and its animation? Friends, I hope you are enjoying the series and understanding the concept of pointers. If you liked the video, click the like icon, and if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button below. See you in the next video.